Ladies and gentlemen, things are absolutely not going well in banking, and I'm seeing the stories out here every day. And well, this is not like 2008. It's not like 2008. No, ultimately, it's going to be far worse than 2008. You're just seeing the beginning. But even a lot of people within banking, what they're saying is not matching what mainstream media is out here telling everybody. So let's get into this. So banks are now canceling and consider canceling a lot of people that got lines of credit. And right now, more than half of small business that are out here, small businesses, are saying that they can't even get adequate financing. If you can't get adequate financing, you're not going to be around very long as a small business. That's why many of the small businesses you see out here exist today. They were able to get financing and all types of backing to even be a business. And without that, you're going to see a huge drop in small businesses. Now, we already saw this during the lockdown. A lot of people just let their businesses go. They didn't even try to fight through the pandemic. Well, what you're about to see coming in the future is going to be far worse than that. And see, they're going to regret getting all over the media talking about this is not as bad as 2008. You watch. They're going to eat those words. The growing bank crisis has small business owners concerned their lines of credit could be canceled as elevated interest rates further diminish loans in the financial sector. So, Molly Day, a vice president of public affairs with the National Small Business Association, she said these firms are justifiably concerned about the security of their finances following the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. They've been through it before, credit lines being called in early or loans being reduced. It was a nightmare. So they're saying that they're anticipating this nightmare to occur again. But unlike large businesses that can absorb financial fluctuations, small businesses are often seen as risky and have little recourse. Yeah, they really do. They don't have as much wiggle room and flexibility as a big company. But make no mistake, the big companies are going to feel the pain too. The economic recession of 2007 through 2009 sent shockwaves through small business, and fewer startups were created during that time. Layoffs were high, and commercial lending had slowed down. And that's exactly what's happening today. It's slowing down to the point where more and more small businesses are saying they can't get financing anywhere. Okay. All right. So they did a recent survey of small businesses, and more than half of the respondents said they cannot obtain adequate financing, while one third of the respondents said they have come to terms. Things are just going to be less favorable for small business, any small businesses that are out here leading into the future. Meanwhile, 13% of the respondents said they have experienced a decrease in account limits of their credit lines or credit cards. So, small businesses that usually would not get declined whenever they seek out loans are now experiencing more decline for credit. Okay, so we are very concerned if a tech company has their line of credit canceled. There are significant growth impacts for firms trying to rapidly scale. Jones said you can draw a direct line between the ability of capital and opportunity to scale. Unexpected canceling lines of credit in techs would be equivalent to pulling the emergency brake on your car driving down the interstate. So, what sectors are they anticipating in the future that will be hit the hardest? So, they are saying that manufacturing will be heavily impacted because of the cost of material and labor, especially if businesses can't get credit lines to pay for certain things and pay for salaries. And unlike IT software companies with much fewer people or zero raw material, small to medium businesses that are a growing need for working capital the most. And that's very true. If you're familiar or you have worked in a small business or medium business, they heavily depend on working capital. They are paying for weekly labor and materials up front or within 30 days, spending lots of money very fast while not seeing any customer payments for 6 months. Okay, so this is a small business owner that is talking and about their concern. They were concerned because they said when the recession hit in 2008, we had a $1 million credit line with Wells Fargo, and they surprised us by canceling our line of credit despite being uh, excellent customers and always being on time with payments. Meanwhile, the latest ADP job data shows that jobs in financial active professions and businesses, they are down. They lost jobs, a lot of jobs in that sector for March. And recently, JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon warned that banking is far from being safe in this country. Banking is actually still in a lot of turmoil. And he said the bank collapses that happened in the country are far from over. There definitely will be more. So, a lot of people are anticipating very difficult economic times in America. And I really believe that. So we know we saw First Citizens Bank, Silicon Valley Bank. March was a very difficult time in banking in America. We saw Signature Bank, and these banks lost billions of dollars in value in like a snap. And First Republic Bank struggled to stay in business, but even they had to get tossed a $30 billion lifeline in order to survive. And I already did stories on how people are pulling money out of small banks and going to the bigger mega banks. So that's not going to help small banks at all. So as long as there's money being transferred from small banks to large banks, you can best believe more small banks are definitely going to collapse. So, in an interview with Fox Business, Paul Pickard said small businesses are worried sick about the impact rising interest rates will have on their ability to operate in the face of significantly higher payments. When you blend higher rates with inflation worries and continue to talk about recession, small business owners are really put in a pinch. Yes, they are. So, y'all gonna have to tell me what you think. I think the future is looking pretty bleak in this country for small to medium businesses leading into these next few years. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.